What IELTS writing examiners want to see in your task 2? How should you structure your tasks? How can you develop your ideas to get a band 7, 8, or 9? Today we are going to analyze a task 2 prompt, plan for it, and write a full sample in real time. I will also think out loud so that you can see how I come up with words, points, and structures. So throughout this video, I am going to give you tips when they come up. Stay with me and let's write a sample together. Here is a prompt from the book Cambridge IELTS number 20. So the first thing that you need to do is to read the prompt carefully and understand it completely. A lot of test takers just read the prompt and then rush to writing their essay, and then they include irrelevant information because of misunderstanding, and that hurts their task response. So always underline or highlight the keywords to fully understand the task. So here we are talking about access to clean water, not all kinds of water, potable water, I don't know, drinkable water, something like that, treated water, you can say. So, and it considers it a human right, a basic human right. So, because of that, it should be supplied for free, provided for free. So, this is the argument that is presented to us. So, what is our position here? Do you agree or disagree? The second step that you need to go through is to plan your essay. This is very important because if you don't, you are going to continue writing, and in the middle of your essay, you are going to pause, go back, delete an entire paragraph because you couldn't finish the argument, and this is all a waste of time. So, what is my position here? Well, I agree that okay, fresh water or drinkable water should be accessible to everybody. But I don't think it's a good idea to provide it for free to everybody. And that's what I'm going to develop. Okay, so in order to get a band 8 or 9 high band score when it comes to task response, you need to look at it from different dimensions. So the first step is to see why some people think this way. What is their argument? Well, some people say that it is a human right, so they look at it from that perspective. Um, Human right. I'm talking about the first body paragraph. And why is it? It is a indispensable survival. Yes, for survival. And also, what else? If we don't have water, what happens? Why do I think that okay, it's indispensable? Because without it, it leads to the hydration, diseases, and in extreme cases, okay, it can cause death. Yes. So, all right. From a moral point of view, no one should be denied. Okay, if we look at it this way, no one should be denied access to fresh water. Okay, so moral point of view, no one denied. You say that, okay, my notes don't have to be grammatically correct. It's just that, okay, some words and phrases, when I come back to them to write the paragraphs, they should remind me what sentence or point I came up with. And when it comes to these, um, who gets the most severe hit. Okay, obviously not the rich. So the poorest, okay, poorest members, um, because poorest members of society because can't afford. Mm-hmm. All right. So because of this, the final point, we reach a point that some people think that, okay, we should do this. Some say that, okay, it should be free. This is not actually my side. I am talking about some other people's point of view. And then in the next body paragraph, I'm going to talk about why I think this view is not as strong and what my point is. Second BP, um, free, not practical. If we provide it, it's not practical. Why do I think that? Whatever claim that I come up with in my essays, I need to support it, extend it. Infrastructure, okay, treatment and everything, okay. Treatment is expensive. Treatment of water. So if the government, okay, if the government spends money, okay, take from education or I don't know, healthcare, okay, and then, all right. Also, something that just came up to my mind is when you provide something for free, usually people don't value it. So another point is free, not valued. Okay. So all these points, okay, what do I think? So what is the solution here? Um, we need to incentivize, subsidize or something like that. Subsidize a poor portion of the society, um, poor households subsidized. Hmm. And but we are also going to okay make it all free for them. So if it is going to be subsidized and free, so it's not going to be all free. Excess water, um we can say that overconsumption charged. Okay. All right, this will remind me of the point that I want to make. And also, for example, we can talk about the progressively, okay, increasing the rates and everything. All right. If we go with this policy, what will be the result then? Okay, this will result in um, protect the resources and also encourage responsible use. So if we do this, these are going to be the ultimate results. All right, so we just planned our two body paragraphs in just a few minutes. And now I'm going to use this plan to write a full sample for you. Let me put it here and then, okay. In the introduction, we now know that, okay, what our points are going to be. Our first job is to write an introduction right now. And for that, first we need to come up with the topic of the essay. We need to introduce the topic of the essay. We can't just go into our point. So for that we need to paraphrase it in our own words. Let's just say it is argued that every household should have mm, reliable access to fresh, clean, drinkable drinking water. Okay. Now I'm going to talk about the contrasting views that I just mentioned in my body paragraph. While there is no question that this is a fundamental human right, I disagree that potable water should be entirely free. So basically, this is my position, and first come, first served. So I'm going to be talking about yes, okay, we need to provide accessible water for everyone, and then I'm going to talk about why it is not practical. This is basically going to be my essay. All right, let's go through our first body paragraph. Um, Looking at this issue from a human rights perspective, we can agree that water is indispensable to human survival, and a shortage. As you can see, I'm following my plan. I'm just taking a look at my plan, and it reminds me of the point or sentence that I wanted to make, and then I write it. I don't have to stop to think about ideas anymore. I am only focused on words, grammar, and also punctuation and everything. So this will help me focus on one thing at a time, not think about everything at the same time. Um, okay, a shortage of it leads directly to dehydration, diseases, and and not always deaths, in extreme cases, death. All right. Okay, so from a moral point of view, from a moral point of view, no one should be mhm, denied something so essential simply because of poverty, geography, or political political neglect. Yes, some governments, okay, in some parts of the world, okay, don't care about this, so people are suffering because of that. All right, and since the poorest members of society are the most mm, likely are the most likely mm, to be priced out of this resource, making household water completely free. I just don't want to sound, I totally agree with this, and that I just go through with this idea. Um, Free may, at first glance, why did I, first glance. Why did I add this part, may at first glance? Because now the examiner knows that the writer does not fully agree with this view. So he's just okay looking at it from the perspective of those who support this idea. So the writer is going to expect um, my view extended later on. Okay, let's continue. At first glance, seem like the appropriate solution. Okay. Now, if I continue, it's going to be a different main idea because I'm going to start talking about why it shouldn't be free, why it's not practical to do that. And when you have a different main idea, you need to switch to another body paragraph. And it is also important to start with some sort of transitional phrase or word when it comes to the second body paragraph so that the examiner knows what the connection between these two paragraphs are. So the one that fits here is, however, because I'm switching to an opposing view, which is what I believe. I believe that applying this policy applying this policy. Okay, let's go with this one. Supplying clean water free to everyone, including the wealthy, because this is going to be a center, is not practical. Okay. Wealthy is not practical. Practical. Water. Let's talk about different processes that go through water purification. Infrastructure. And maintenance, and also distribution all require significant funding. Yes. And if the governments do this and a system provided entirely by the state would place an unsustainable. Yes, this is the perfect word for this one. Burden on public finance. Where does it lead? Potentially, education and healthcare potentially taking money from health care or education. All the costs should come from somewhere, and the government only has taxpayers' money, so that's public fund. It needs to come out of somewhere, and usually, okay, unfortunately, education and healthcare take the hit most of the time. All right. In addition, yes, free, not valued. Okay, yes. In addition, when a resource costs nothing, people tend to waste it, unfortunately. Not everybody, but in general, generally speaking, when this happens, okay, we have seen that, okay, resources are wasted when they are, when no value is put on them. So I'm turning into my solution. So what should we do? Okay, in my view, in my opinion, a better policy would be to provide every household with a free or heavily, if the government cannot go completely free for poor people or everybody, okay, it can be, for example, heavily subsidized to a degree, heavily subsidized basic allowance, while and then if you use more water, okay, progressively it goes, the charges go higher and higher, while charging charging progressively for higher levels of consumption. Consumption. Okay, so if we do this, what is going to be the result? I can't just mention a point, mention a solution, and not talk about the end result of it. So that's what I need to do here. This would protect, because this is the ultimate game here. Um, we want to protect our resources and also not take money from education or healthcare. This would protect those in genuine need, while encouraging responsible use, because you use as much as you need, and after that you are going to be charged, so you need to be careful about that. um and allowing the state to fund other essential services, yeah, including education, healthcare, and everything. So that's it. That's basically it. My two body paragraphs. Right now, the only thing that is left is just to wrap it up in a conclusion. Your conclusion needs to be, for example, two sentences, a short summary of everything that you have covered. Don't repeat your introduction. You need to use some details from your body paragraph. Basically, if the reader doesn't have much time to go through all your body paragraphs by reading your conclusion, they should be able to um, get all your points basically. So, in conclusion, although access to clean water. I'm reinstating my position here. To clean water is undoubtedly a basic right that must be protected. I do not believe it should be free for all. Mhm. And then moving on to my second body paragraph. Um, mhm. A system based on basic allowance means tested. Yeah. Testing, for example, if it is sustainable, if we can go through it. Okay. Support and tiered pricing, progressively increasing tiered pricing would protect um, vulnerable um, households while encouraging more responsible use of this valuable resource. Okay, that's it. Now the only thing that I need to do is to go through my writing, um, read everything. If there is awkward, I just fix it. If there is a typo, for example, here there is a typo. Of course, you're not going to see red underline or anything in the test, but before you are done, you need a few minutes to go to read everything, go through, polish the awkward phrases, awkward structures, and everything. Um, get rid of the typos, and then, okay, that's it. All right. If you have any questions about this task or IELTS writing task 2, feel free to comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video.